I want this drawing tutorial to be mainly about just doing a rough outdoor drawing and refining certain parts of it so that I can control where your attention goes. I've used an illustration board here, just getting started, blocking it in. I used a mechanical pencil, and now I want to switch to a 3B, softer wooden pencil, to get some of the darks blocked in, just in and around the main shape of the boat here. Just get some of the background trees and sort of obscure hills back there. Cutting in dark. Boy, the 3B goes very dark when you press on it. And switching here now to an HB, you can even go to a 2H harder pencil if you like, just to get a little bit of a shape in the hull of the boat. Using the side, I use the side of the pencil leads a lot. Switch back to a 2B just to get a bit of trim here. Now you can see I'm being a bit coarse with it, and then a little bit tighter on some of the main, the key lines have to be fairly accurate. But back in here I can get really loose. Just open up. So just a few clouds. Exaggerate some of these hills that maybe not quite as large in real life as I'm making them. And then carefully cut up to the front of the boat. It's back to the 3B pencil again. Just block in a few of the things in the distance so that it helps to make a bit more interesting composition. And rough in a little bit of the reflection. These lines want to be very horizontal. I kind of mix really verticals with total horizontals, just try and get a bit of a shine. And I have this graphite stick, which is actually the center of a graphite pencil. Originally it came coated with that lacquer. You can buy them square or round, but I like the fact that this round one, the lacquer's fallen off of it, the coating. But I can put this in the pencil sharpener so I can get a good broad side to it. Block in these darks. It's a 2B. And yet I still got the point where, so I can do some accurate, refined work mixed in with the loose stuff. It's important, I think, to work quickly for the background stuff. And then very carefully work on things like I want the shadow, I want some of the stains on the hull. I want some of the shadows of this rope. Work with an HB now just so that it's not giving me more graphite on the paper than I want. So back to the 3B wooden pencils. Just to very carefully put this in behind the boat, this reflection, dark reflection, so that the front of the boat bow just is exaggerated a bit more, stands out nice and sharp. I have a soft, small watercolor brush, and if you just dust it over, just smudge very delicately, it makes a nice contrast between the coarse, aggressive, kind of harsh brush strokes that we've been sort of loosely putting in the water, and it just makes a refined kind of texture. It dulls down some of the whites of the paper that are sticking through coarsely. Makes quite a nice blurry look to the water too. Now, flattening the side of a hard pencil like 2H just lets me slide it over the surface and put tone on without any linear character to it. It just puts a nice light dusting of gray in these clouds. If I just tone down the clouds just a little bit here, then my boat looks a bit whiter. And it's a good thing to practice. Just it works very quickly, and just try and just glide it over the surface so that it's not digging and not putting any lines on the paper. I'll let the lines in the clouds just show through, but it's just a technique I think is good to practice. And now back to the 2B lead stick, because I need a bit more dark just up in here to pop this boat forward a bit. So put a few trees in on this hillside. And the point of this little lead stick I'm using will draw fairly accurate trees and still put in big bold shapes. Now you can see how if you kept working on this, you could bring it up to almost photographic finish, but I kind of like the mix where you get the combination of the two. Now just to get a little bit of light in the water, just a few light streaks, pinch the kneaded eraser to a little wedge. You just lift a little bit of light. You can make it quite a narrow shape just with a little practice too. I keep refreshing the edge because it picks up graphite. So you just keep pinching it and dragging it. Yeah, just little highlights in the water. Adds to the ripple. I think that's all the techniques I really need to demonstrate for this. I'm going to leave it.